Welcome back. This is episode 2 of Looking at Sketchbooks. I'm Dan. This is Carrie.
You're so good at announcing things. Thank you, Dan. We continue.
This just in.
We continue looking through old art from like 15 years ago, and it's all to me very cringy. To you, maybe it'll be inspirational. I don't know. Has this inspired you at all, Dan?
Maybe a little. Later, if we're feeling particularly uppity, we could look at some of my early art, and you could be like, "Oh, it turns out anyone can't draw." No.
What early art?
Technically, I have drawn things before.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'd actually.
I don't know if I have
watch
access to any of them. I have to find my old school notes because it's mostly doodles.
So this was like just a sketch pad that I tore the cover off because it was like Scooby-Doo related, and then this is the.
And now it's not.
This is the cover that exists in today's time. So this is my junior year in high school. So we'll just go through this and yeah.
Drawing eyes, drawing clothes.
Oh man, so anime.
Some sort of paper doll type stuff.
I was just trying to learn.
Exploring looks.
Yeah, learn.
Like how do you wear a greatcoat with a medium skirt?
I think I can't remember exactly maybe this was Harry Potter related. We're gonna probably see some like Harry Potter related fan art at some point. Because this was also at that time.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, Harry Potter fan art still exists to this day. I think
that's still Axel.
Yeah, and that is. So, oh yeah, and this was about when I started owning a betta fish, and so I was really into betta fish for a little while. For
the period in which that fish survived.
Yeah, basically. I had 2 betta fish. The first one did not survive the night because we didn't provide a tank heater, and my room was like...
Bummer.
Probably below 60.
And it turns out they need that.
Yeah.
Well, the more you know.
60 degrees Fahrenheit, yeah. Because it was like, yeah, they'll be fine at room temperature. Not if your room temperature is freezing.
It's the thing that's important to note. Like, room temperature isn't a specific number.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I was actually also taking, like a computer... Not necessarily a computer animation class, but it was like a computer class, and we did some Flash animation, learning how to use...
Remember Flash?
Learning how to use Adobe Flash back in the day. And hey, look, like, here's my attempt at drawing cats from 15 years ago. It's crazy, right? It's like as though I like things still.
Right?
Even though I didn't have a cat.
Bodes well for me.
Yeah, I might still like you in 10 years. Otherwise I get half your stuff. Or you get half my stuff.
Here you go.
Oh yeah, and I was like, this is I think I was on DeviantArt by this time, and I found like a how to draw male characters thing, and so this is me following along with that.
Draw some circles. Draw the rest of the guy.
Start with a full face.
Yeah.
Hey, look, a little bit of a drawing of Sephiroth.
And then another one.
Yeah, right? Or something similar.
Okay, got mine.
I can tell that like this part is copied from like a manga, and then this is me trying to draw from my own imagination. Yeah. So. Oh yeah. This was my kind of I made a Sephiroth plush doll, and this was my like layout of it. I gave it to my ex back in the day because he really liked Sephiroth and Final Fantasy VII.
It's really cool.
Yeah. So I don't think you ever saw that doll, but maybe you just
saw there's a different one.
No, not that one.
That one's like vinyl and...
that one's like an actual plush doll. This was one I like made by hand and like used acrylic paint and stuff. It was very shoddy. So yeah, really like going through, look, because pirates scare me. So going through these sketchbooks, I just remember a lot of what was going on in my life at the time. So I don't really like have commentary about the drawings so much as like what was going on in my life.
Yeah.
For example, this. This is actually the last page. It's not an appropriate thing. This was me. So you know the drop zone at Great Flags or Six Flags?
Are you trying to estimate its height here?
So no, this was okay. So this part was just me like trying to draw it from looking at it, because I was trying to be cool and use perspective and like learn how to draw and stuff. Whereas this over here was part of the actual little sort of calculation thing, we were doing it like, so this was actually part like
A class thing.
yes, it was pre-calculus, and we were doing this project where like, as part of like a end of the year, let's all go have fun while it's still educational, but mostly it's just go and have fun. Here's a project. So my calculus class, we all like loaded up into a bus, and went to Six Flags, and the project was like take this weird box thingy that is a some sort of like it's a measuring device. It has like a little computer on it that will measure like falling. Yeah, I think something like that. And I did not want to go on the ride, but of me and my partner, I was the one that went on to gather the data. And I had a good time, and I ate Pocky and marshmallows with a little strawberry jelly in the middle. That's just what's in my memory.
And then here you are trying to figure out how tall the tower is.
Or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And a little drawing of me with cat ears. Because I
gotcha.
had a hat with
That
cat
is
ears.
for that sketchbook?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
And now we're moving on. So especially these early ones, they're not very long or big because I would tear pages out because I thought each page had to be perfect. Although
and then they weren't because you were an amateur?
I mean, geez, Dan, thanks. But then later on, I kind of got over that, and was okay with it, like, being experimental.
What? We've been over this. It turns out you have to develop a skill to get good at it.
I know, but you don't have to be so mean. Jerk.
I meant in your eyes, but anyway. I know that guy.
Yeah, Link.
That's Zelda. No. I had to do it.
Of course you did. We're also sitting on the floor, so if we keep shifting, that's why, because our legs keep getting
Well, my early
uncomfortable.
shifting was to, get the cat off my lap. So I can get my feet back.
As said before, the beginning of every sketchbook should have a bishi, because that was a term. Do the young girls still use that term these days of?
Probably not.
Of Bishonen.
Bishonen.
Yeah, pretty boy, because that's what it was.
I think that word's still in use. But,
I don't know.
And this
is also when I got my first Copic marker set. Because
see, it's plenty light fast. All you gotta do is store it digitally.
Well, I mean.
Well, you did that experiment.
I did do that
experiment. It's like it turns out if you put them where the light can't get at them, they're fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
you got anything hung on a wall somewhere?
No.
That's done in Copics?
No. Because I remember reading online someone where their images had faded over time despite being in storage. So the scan was taken in 2017 because I was trying to scan all my sketchbooks before a house caught fire, or potentially catch fire.
Which you did not do.
Luckily, yes, thankfully.
Others did.
And so I was experimenting with Copic markers, or Copic. I think it's
Copic.
And because that's what people who make manga use, and I wanted to make manga at that time.
I mean, they're originally draft markers. They're meant for precision work, and it turns out precision work is great if what you're doing is drawing too.
Right. I don't know. And here we got a fan art of Roxas. Hooray!
Who's like 7 people?
No. Anyways.
Demons.
I'm trying to I there's something about this character that there's something
Seems
specific.
Familiar.
Yeah, but I can't quite remember, so we'll just move on.
We'll come back to it. No, we won't.
So I really loved black and white stripes. Like I had a black and white tile floor. I knitted myself a black and white striped hat and scarf, and I had black and white striped socks. If I had known about California king snakes at that time, I would have been absolutely obsessed with them then, as I am now. So.
Because they got black and white stripes.
Yeah. So just to let.
Although you don't actually have a lot to do.
I don't know. Anyways, do what you will with that information. Combing
my hair in the morning is a pain because it gets in my ears all the time.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
This guy.
Yeah?
How does he comb his hair in the morning? It's like, damn ears.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean...
maybe they pull them out of the way. I don't know.
In the same way that you would,
I don't have a problem with my ears. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Oh, I guess this is probably about when, 2006. Late 2006 was when I got into World of Warcraft, and because that was when they came out with the
Burning Crusade?
Yes. Yeah, that's it exactly. I can't... The High Elves? Is that what they're called? I can't remember what they're called.
There's like Night Elves and Blood Elves?
Blood Elves, yes. Yes, that one. I think, I guess they're kind of like High Elves.
I've never played this game, but I know things about it.
And, like, Twilight Princess had come out for the Wii and GameCube, and I was playing, I think, the GameCube version, and this is...
The right-handed version.
Anyways. Look at that shading. Using pencils and shading. I don't know why this page is blank. It just is. Anyways, moving on. Oh yeah, and this is... I was trying to draw a comic about, like, this is a World of Warcraft comic where it's about you, like, go through a dungeon to get, like, a cool item or whatever from a chest, and then you fight an enemy, and it drops an item that is better than the item that you just went through this whole dungeon to find.
Yep.
That's the joke. That's the punchline. Moving on. What?
Like, okay, now.
Flaming noobs. Because I was still on Gaia at this point. All of this is very silly. I'm not going to go into details about any of this. More Blood Elf stuff, because I was playing a lot of Warcraft.
I was surprised when we got into the mask-wearing phase of the year that there weren't more people who were, like, excited about it. Because it's like, I get to be, like, you know, whatever that character is that wears a mask all the time. Cause,
like Naruto?
They abound. You know? Yeah, well, there's that guy in particular, Kakashi. Like, he's a big deal.
I never got into Naruto.
That's okay. If you do get into Naruto, watch the first 14 episodes and then stop.
I'll cut that part out, just so we don't offend anyone. A half chocobo person thing. With winged arms.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like Harry Potter. Such potential.
I don't think this would... well, for one thing, I don't get money from YouTube because I'm a complete nobody, so I don't know if this, like, if it gets demonetized.
I don't know if the algorithm cares about that.
I don't think the algorithm
cares. If you say its name, though.
Yeah.
I like these chocobo people.
Oh, you know
Can
what
this guy run across the ocean?
I know what this is based off of. So this is a combination of a chocobo and, like, something, like, just a person. Because there's a character, like, that looks kind of like this, but is a centaur from The Legend of Mana. And I liked his design. I didn't like his character because his character was an asshole.
Because he's a big jerk?
Yeah. He's a misogynist, like, douchebag.
Come on. Up.
Cat.
I'll take that. One cat, please.
Calypso has joined us.
Hey, buddy. You want to come around to the front? No? Maybe in a minute? Anyway.
He's just hanging off your shoulder. Alright, moving on. Trying to draw facial expressions, but really super teensy whiny. Because, I don't know.
Yo. Come on, you.
More Copic drawing marker use.
Come on. Yes, there you go.
No. Oh, so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Go rub that kitty. This concludes our sketchbook tour. Now it's just all about Calypso.
Cat time.
It's
No.
just... Okay.
Cat hairs in my face.
Hairstyle thingy. And that's the end of the sketchbook.
All right.
Moving on to the next.
That is 6.
Yep. So now we're moving on to 7.
Yes, buddy. I would like to inconvenience both of you simultaneously. Oh, okay. Opening. Yes.
Give it back. You can't have that. No. Get out of here.
I want in. He's
still purring.
He's still purring. He's so funny. There you go. buddy. All right, Strathmore again.
And I wrote up. I'm trying to like. What did I? So these. I think I was listing out all the manga I had.
Stuff that's in there.
Well, no, not in the sketchbook.
You're just listing your collection.
Yeah. For some reason, I think I still have all of these.
Probably. I mean, you know.
Not for long. Come this weekend. Buy my old manga. Anyways.
Cat hair. It's that thing. Maybe it's not.
And I
Axel goes to the optometrist.
This is about when I started. I started wearing glasses when I was 16.
Yes. You require additional attention. Okay. That's about right. No, 9th grade? What is that?
And using
This eye sucks.
majorly.
Majorly?
Yeah.
Well, but that one's fine.
I mean, I don't know.
Meh.
And here are my friends.
Friends of yours.
Yeah, my friends and
like
their
many people,
boyfriends.
you took French in high school.
Yeah,
And then everyone went, why did we all think everyone was going to speak French?
I don't know. I feel like maybe
Hey,
like I don't think it's. Anyways, Spanish would be more useful.
Luckily, they're similar. You.
Hey, look at that! Trying to draw something like realism using colored pencils.
Oh man, you can't even see him. Now you can.
You can see his tail. Maybe you'll see his butthole. Look at your cat butthole.
Traditional. Come on, darling.
Come here, boy.
Now he gets the fur all over your face.
I'm used to it.
Okay. The story?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. But who cares? Anyways. Bagel and cream cheese, because I was really into bagels and cream cheese at the time. Colored pencil stuff. It's Carrie approved.
Not that one. Not this one either.
Yeah.
That one particularly no.
I was drawing a lot of chibis at the time. Are they still called chibis?
I think so.
And my friends were really into ninjas.
Ninjas and pirates.
And and there's even a little bit of the owls, like, oh really, yeah really.
Oh man.
Those are some
Buddy,
really
what are you
old memes
doing over there?
that have aged quite
somewhat poorly. You can. Aren't you a cat? Aren't you supposed to be like graceful and balanced? It's like, I mean, I could do that, but
we could also kick him out of the room.
it's fine. It's fine. He's just gonna knock everything over, and then everything can be unknocked over. There we go. Hey, bud.
Sure.
All right, a guitar. No, wait.
A violin.
One of those
I had
tiny guitars.
I had a violin, a really cheap violin that I bought from Target for like $100, I think.
When the heck? Target sells violins?
It was very, like, they sold a few instruments, and this was for a very short period of time. And it never could hold a tune. So, it was very cheap. All of this is just, yeah. Here's me trying to copy from a manga.
I will kill you with my face.
You can kind of tell it's sort of good, almost.
Doodle page, single eyeball.
Alright, and I can tell that this isn't actually, this little mouse character is not my drawing. I think it was drawn by my friend. Because that's what you do. Sometimes you let your friends draw on your stuff.
Umbrella.
Uh-huh. More fairy stuff. With, like, translucent wings. this just looks so freaky.
What's like okay?
I think this is the point where I'm trying to learn how to draw realistically, but also still apply like anime sort of style, so it just comes out weird.
It's a little, yeah. I'm like something.
Yeah, right. I don't know what's going on there. It's weird. It's just it's obviously like a robotic kind of thing. And then I had a green Prismacolor marker.
Is that it?
That's it.
Appears to be it.
That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on.
We're at 20? 20.
What was that? 7? So we're moving on to 8.
This file looks big. What?
Well, we're not gonna see that on.
We're not?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll cut that part out. I'll cut.
Okay.
So it'll just
Fair enough. I've got to wiggle something fierce.
It's all this cringe art. I don't know. There's people that say like.
The process is important.
Well, I mean, like we shouldn't shame.
Right.
People or things or whatever, or for their interests. I've had experience in the past where like. I'll show, it's like, I try to show people my old art. It's like, my old art's terrible. And they're like, no, it's great. I'm like, no, it's not. I've gotten, like, and it's like, everyone, art is subjective. But I'm so much
better now.
Art is subjective. And so,
it's like, I'm better now. True, but that doesn't make this bad.
Right. And I think it's, what is my opinion about my art having improved? And it's really more of being able to, having an idea and being able to apply it to paper more accurately, more of what I had in mind, rather than not knowing what I was doing. Or,
like, this is what I'm envisioning, and now I have that as a drawing, as opposed to not that.
Yeah, learning how to do that is a big deal to an artist, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so here we're at basically 2007, or middle of 2007 through 2008, so this is my senior year in high school and on towards starting junior college. So which I did start taking art classes in junior college, so maybe we'll see some of how that affected my art.
What do we got here? 8 minutes, roughly.
Okay. So we'll try to...
This one, maybe one more.
Yeah. So still drawing fairies and angels and whatever.
I mean, as one does.
Right.
And hot naked elves.
Right.
Also, one does.
You got it. I mean, like,
right?
Who doesn't
do this?
Like, who doesn't want to draw hot naked elves? And here's me like actually trying to learn anatomy. So my one of my first art courses was figure drawing at the junior college because I was really into drawing people because anime and comics and stuff
have people in them, it turns out.
So you see some of those actually learning how to do that in this.
Hey, Louise. Buddy, leave her alone.
And some experimentation with ink, it looks like.
Okay. Do you want to tell me that? No? Okay. Not with him around.
This is actually way more dynamic than I would expect at this time, but anyways. Yeah, so now, like, I'm drawing a little bit less anime style.
Also using a lot more of the page.
Yes. So we start seeing this as I am...
sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
Bad. Also bad.
Yeah, right?
This one's good, though.
I don't know. Or maybe I just didn't care enough to write anything.
It's so bad, I'm not going to go bad on it.
This looks like a copy from, like, a painting or something as part of, like, a study for school or something. More Blood Elf, or actually this might be Night Elf inspired. With, like, trying to use realistic shading or whatever. And some calligraphy pen stuff. We're only a little bit distracted.
Just a little.
I mean, none of this is particularly interesting.
This isn't particularly gripping for you.
I mean, obviously not for you either.
I've got this condition.
I do too.
That's true.
Trying to learn how to draw perspective. Here's me trying to draw my friend as, she was drawing. We don't talk anymore. Here's actually the start of a web, like, I was trying, because
web
comics were really like the in thing at the time, and I wanted to draw my own webcomic, and
Which you did,
and it was called Insert Title Here because I couldn't think of a title and I thought it was meta or whatever.
It worked.
And at first, I tried drawing, like, I would do the sketch on paper, and then later on I would just draw it in Photoshop or whatever. And it wasn't good. And here's me trying to draw from a photo of me and my ex at the time. And just more studies. So yeah, this is getting on through 2008 at this point. So I've taking art classes, or real art, college level art classes, whatever that means. This looks like it was going to be a comic page, and then like I gave up like a quarter of the way through.
It's Louise.
It is Louise. She has decided that she would also like to give commentary. Yeah, here's more of that, because like I think part of the reason was I didn't know like what to draw. I think I lost inspiration. So to get myself to keep drawing, I decided to do this webcomic, and it worked. I kept drawing, or I was drawing consistently every week to try to post a weekly webcomic that maybe like 2 people saw. Copies of drawings of Chocobo Dungeon.
Buddy, don't mess with her. And he did.
William Laptop Station. I don't know what
I also do not know, but here's a phone number. Don't call it.
I'll blur that out or something. Some tits. Learning how to draw tits.
It's hard.
I guess. Here we still see the small image in the middle of the page kind of thing.
There's also a cat in the background.
But I think that was I was trying to plan a drawing or something,
okay.
And I gave up. That's my whole life, trying something and then giving up. Here's a sketch. I remember I took this and I made it into a watercolor painting. I don't know what happened to that watercolor painting. It's probably in storage, or maybe it's gone. Who knows? This was my bedroom at the time. I didn't know how to draw rooms. I could probably draw a room. I did have to put effort in it, though. I think my problem was trying to just use my imagination rather than using references. A Pikachu girl.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
That appears to be it. It's a good spot.
Yeah,
28 and change, so.
So.
Looks like that's episode 2 of Sketchbooks with Carrie.
So we've just finished Sketchbook 8, and we'll move on to Sketchbook 9 in the next one. And kind of we'll probably do more focused episodes.
As we get into more.
Yeah, longer. Yeah, with more interesting stuff. Because here we're at the end of 2008, and we'll get probably into 2009, and not too long from there will be 2010, which is when we met.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun and interesting. It'll be a lot of drawings of Dan.
Mm-hmm. Dan Crab, Dan Rock.
Dumb looking rock.
Anyway, thanks for going through this with us, and we'll see you in the next one.